welcome back to Omoshiroi Recap. Today, I will recap Skeleton Knight in Another World. The story begins with the arc that awakens in the game world. He thought it was a dream because he had fallen asleep after playing games all day. He has overpowered equipment, the holy armor of Belenus possessing the blessing of light and fire elements, the holy shield of Tudates, the holy thunder sword, Kalidbalg, and the twilight cloak possessed the blessing of darkness, even mana regeneration. Without further ado, he tried several sword technique attacks and fire magic. Knowing that he was in the game world made him even more excited. However, because he had no money and his stomach was hungry, he decided to head to the nearest town using a dimension move skill. Before heading to the city, Ark saw that he was in the form of a skeleton while at the river. Because of that, Ark had to hide his face from being mistaken as a monster by the residents. Then Ark arrived at the castle Luvert. He went around and felt interested in the food there. To taste it, Ark has to find the money first. Then Ark sees a beautiful elf girl in the city. Ark also tried to chase her but instead lost track. But he arrived in front of the mercenary guild. Ark wanted to register there immediately, and his hand was ready to beat someone up. Before obtaining a mercenary license, Ark was required to hunt beasts, monsters, or bandits. Ark accepted it and immediately collected the 3 requirements. Ark even managed to defeat the orc monster that approached him. However, when he wanted to return to the city, Ark saw that bandits had attacked a noblewoman and her servant. The bandits tore their clothes and wanted to rape the woman. Seeing that, of course, annoyed Ark, and he immediately killed the bandit. The woman instantly became fascinated by Ark's greatness, the noblewoman named Lauren and a maid Rita. After that, Ark escorted Lauren with Rita to the city. Ark stops by the mercenary guild for prize money and a license after completing the requirements. Ark is enjoying the food very happily and getting ready to carry out the next mission. The next day, Ark went to a village to carry out the mission of protecting someone by collecting herbs. Ark meets a little child named Marka. It turns out that the client from the mission is her. Ark protects it to collect herbs in the forest. But when Ark felt the presence of monsters, it turned out that it was just a fluffy fox who was injured. Ark immediately healed her with magic. So the fluffy fox wanted to go with Ark because he had healed her. Ark also gave her the name Ponta. When they arrived at the Kabumi tree, suddenly, a giant monster confronted them. Ark quickly saves Marka. With experience playing the game, Ark could know the monster's attack, so he could immediately fend it off using the shield. He also used the ability of a high-class holy knight to defeat the monster. After that, Ark saw a black ring on the monster. Maybe the monster had been controlled by someone. Then there is the fanged boar that appears around the place. Ark also wants to make it as a gift for the villagers. They returned to the village and brought the fanged boar. Then Marka's mother came to meet them. She was worried about Marka's safety because she went into the forest without saying anything. Marka collects herbs to help her mother, knowing that her mother feels happy because Marka is such a good child. After finishing his mission, Ark decided to return to the city. Before that, he received a gift from Marka's sister. On the other hand, there were troops fighting monsters, and although they managed to defeat them, they lost a lot of soldiers. Knowing that there are monsters that are the same but defeated with one attack, they also think that it is an extraordinary deed and that the person doing it has the power of a god or a demon. Ark took a mission to catch the bandits hiding in the cave. After successfully catching them, Ark took all the stolen property. On the other hand, there is a lord of the city of Dinto. He is the mastermind who tried to kill Lauren before. An elf named Ariane saw Ark coming out of the bandits' cave, and she immediately launched an attack on Ark. But Ariane stopped attacking after seeing Ponta's cuteness. It turns out that Ponta is a spirit creature that bad people can't possibly tame. So Ariane also believes that Ark is not a bad person. Ariane explained that she was looking for elves who had been kidnapped. Hearing that, Ark wanted to help her and be friends with Ariane. However, Ariane left immediately, and Ark still hadn't given up on being friends with Ariane. The next day, Ark heads to the forest where the elves live. There is an ongoing kidnapping by elf hunters. Most of the victims are still children, and it looks like they will be traded as enslaved people for a high price. Ark wanted to save them immediately, but suddenly Ariane came and slashed the kidnappers. She easily defeats the kidnappers. However, the leader of the kidnappers took the elf girl hostage, so Ariane couldn't do anything and almost wanted to be harassed. After that, they freed the elves. Ark also freed them from the mana-eating necklaces and healed them. Ariane was amazed by Ark's extraordinary abilities. Then Ariane got a mission to attack the enemy base and save the kidnapped elves. That's why Ariane wants to hire Ark as a mercenary so that he can help her on the mission. Ark accepts Ariane's offer to help her with the rescue mission. Ark teleported to a place close to the city of Dinto. When entering the city, they met Ariane's partner named Danka. Even though Danka didn't trust Ark for a time because he was too suspicious, hearing Ariane's explanation made him believe in Ark. Because they wanted to infiltrate the enemy base at night, Ark decided to leave for a while and wanted to enjoy some food in a quiet place. When night fell, Ark and the others started a rescue mission. With their teleportation abilities, they can infiltrate through the windows on the roofs of buildings. However, Ariane is stuck because she has big boobs and a butt. Then they split up to save the elf girl who had been kidnapped. However, Ark meets another intruder. She is a ninja named Chiom. After seeing Ponta's whereabouts, Chiom stopped attacking Ark. Chiom was looking for something but still couldn't find it. As an apology, Chiom explained that the elf girl was in the underground prison. There were even 2 elven girls in the palace of the city lord, Dinto. Ark also explained everything to Danka with Ariane. After beating all the guards there, they also managed to save the elf girl. Ark immediately teleported them to safety. Then Danka would bring them back to the village, while Ark and Ariane would save the 2 elf girls in the palace. That bastard wanted to rape the 2 elf girls tied up on the bed. While Ark and Ariane managed to infiltrate the palace, and they caused a commotion. Then they immediately barged into the bastard's room. Seeing the bastard's behavior made Ariane angry, and she kept kicking his balls. In the end, the 2 elf girls beat him continuously. While Ark found a secret place, he asked Ariane to fight the guards arriving with her fire magic power. And Ark took all the gold bars and the money, so the kidnapping organization won't be able to do anything shortly. After completing the rescue mission, Ariane invited Ark to the elf village. Ark, who is crazy about fantasy things, wants to go there. Before that, Ark had to meet with the village head to get permission to enter the village. But he couldn't because he didn't want to show his face to the village head. For the first time, Ark showed his true form to others. He showed his skull face while reasoning that he was cursed. Ariane didn't mind this because Ark was willing to save the elves. Ariane will also help Ark remove the curse and become partners in an adventure together. The next day in the capital of the Rodan Kingdom, the king, the 2 princes, and the princess discussed the previous incident. The incident became a severe problem for the kingdom. The elves may retaliate against them and cut ties with the kingdom. Knowing this, the king asked the second princess, Juliana, to have a meeting with the elves, so that they can solve the problem before the chaos occurs. On the other hand, Ark and Ariane rested in the forests. It turned out that Ariane liked Ponta, but she was embarrassed when Ark found out about this. After traveling for several days, they arrived at elf village Lalatoya. Ark meets Ariane's parents, the village head Lalatoya named Dylan, and beside him is his wife named Glenys. Because Ark had saved the elves, they pleasantly welcomed Ark's arrival. Even they will also keep his skeleton form a secret. Ariane and Dylan headed to the capital city of Maple by teleportation the next day. They wanted to meet with the chief elder, knowing that the nobles of the Rodan kingdom had violated the peace agreement. They were also prepared in case of war between the elves and the Rodan kingdom. When she wanted to go home, Ariane met her older sister named Even. She is powerful in sword skills and has big boobs. Even explained that she was getting married soon and advised Ariane to find a man she liked quickly.
近くに気になる人とかいないの？私にはそんな人。アリンちゃんと結婚する男は私より強くないと許さないんだから。
While Ark with Glenys went around the village, even Jelnys invited Ark to clash swords.
行きます。よっ！
She has a very agile and strong sword technique, so Ark can't beat her.
Dimension movement!
After that, Ark and Pontu enjoyed the bath together. Ariane, who wanted to clean her beautiful body in the bath, was surprised to see a skull. They discussed a plan to save the elves, which had been sold elsewhere. Dylan also stated that a spring near Lord Crown could break all kinds of curses, but that place is guarded by the Dragon Lord. Ark felt excited and wanted to see the dragon's form. In the morning, Ark tested the curse removal skill on his body. Even though his hand recovered, it didn't last long. Therefore, he can ascertain that his body is indeed affected by a curse. Ark and Ariane wanted to head to the royal capital of Rodan. Ariane learned that there was a haunted wolf in that forest whose tail could be used as the best gift for the bride. Because her older sister, Even, is about to get married, Ariane wants to get a haunted wolf's tail as a present. Then the monster approached them, and when Ark fought him, there was a black ring on his leg. After being destroyed, the monster returns to normal and no longer attacks. Then we can be sure that the rampage of the monsters had something to do with that thing. Princess Juliana is heading to the town of Limbolt. At the same moment, she was attacked by cloaked forces, which made her die. The incident attack was near the Ark. Therefore, he immediately came with the previous wolves to slaughter all the enemies. Then Ark uses regeneration magic to Juliana with her servant.
Regenerative! 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 Regenerative!
After finishing healing them, Ark immediately left without them knowing. When conscious, Juliana thought they received heaven's blessing and were brought back to life. Ark and Ariane have arrived at the royal capital of Rodan. Unexpectedly, they meet again with Chiom. Chiom explains her purpose. She wants to save the half-beast human who has been kidnapped. For that, Chiom asked for help from both of them. Seeing Chiom's determination to save her relatives, Ariane and Ark also received this help. On the other hand, the mastermind who had attacked Juliana before was the second prince named Dakers. Even Dakers was also involved in the elves and half-beast trade. Then was revealed that Chiom was from the Jinshin clan, and its founder was a human named Hanzo. Ark also confirmed that Hanzo was from Japan and was sent to that world 600 years ago. They arrived at the slave trading headquarters in the capital. Chiom also discussed the attack plan with them. Knowing Ark could use teleportation made Chiom happy because they could save the enslaved people easily. Chiom immediately tells all of her friends to prepare to attack at night. Meanwhile, Ark and Ariane had dinner first to fight at full power, even preparing disguises so they wouldn't stand out. Then came Chiom with her partner named Gomen. Ark and Gomen are in charge of infiltrating from the front, and his hands are ready to beat everyone there. They intimidate the guards with various stunning attacks. When Ark combines his magic with ninjutsu, they can do much damage. Chiom and Ariane broke into the basement and defeating the guards individually. They arrived where the half-beast was being held. Chiom immediately released them all. Not only that, Ark and Goman have also finished defeating all the guards. However, half-beasts are still held in other places, even though they managed to save them. Unfortunately, not all half-beasts can be saved, because some of them there are dead, which annoys Chiom, and Ark becomes very angry. After Ark teleported all the half-beasts to a safe place with teleportation magic, Ark intended to vent his anger by destroying the place.
この汚らわしい場所を破壊し尽くすロックファング
Then they took the bodies of the half-beasts to rest with the holy fire. On the other hand, Prince Dakars, the mastermind behind the slave trade, is suddenly killed by his servant. The prince named Sek took advantage of the situation so that he would be elected as the next king. A few days later, Princess Juliana arrived safely at her sister's place, the first daughter named Siriana. After hearing that Dakars had died, there was news that Juliana had been killed, so she was very grateful because the news was not correct. Juliana also thought that all that was a plan from the sect to ascend the throne. Juliana asked her older sister to keep her whereabouts a secret, so she could negotiate with the chief elder. Then they got information from Chiom that the kidnapped elves had been sold to the empire in the east. The emperor there was named Domitianus, and he had plans to destroy the Rodan kingdom. While Ark and Ariane are traveling, they meet the Wyvern. To drive them away, Ark uses powerful lightning magic. However, Ariane and Ponta were also hit by lightning. Then they stopped by the nearest town and met an elf named Karsi. Because his job is to study monster biology, he also asked them to catch monsters that will be research material. In return, Karsi will give them a map of the empire and a monster study book. Ark and Ariane also accepted the offer. After that, Ark and Ariane rested in their room while enjoying a drink. Ariane was drunk and started aggressively attacking Ark.
ゆうべはお楽しみでしたね。
激しい女とは空恐ろしいものよな。
The next day they set off together with Carly to catch monsters. Worm monsters attacked them in the desert. Ariane's fire magic attacks didn't affect the monster, while Ark used her physical abilities to slam the monster to the ground. Ark gave the monster to Karsi so he could do research. In return, Karsi also gave a map of the empire and the monster study book. On the other hand, a person named Fumba is having fun with whores. Fumba cooperates with the empire to destroy the Rodan kingdom. He showed his monster and threw the woman to be food. It turns out Fumba can tame giant monsters. Ark and Ariane had arrived at the border city of the empire. When they arrived, they were looking for information about the kidnapped elves, but instead, there were incidents of missing people in the city. A whore wanted to be caught by the bastard man, but Ark came to protect her. As a thank you, the woman hugged Ark, but that made Ariane jealous, and she immediately kicked the woman out.
早く帰った方がいいわ。
そんな。
いいから帰りなさい。
It turns out that the missing people incident was the act of Fumba, who kidnaps residents and turns them into monster food. Ark and Ariane try to infiltrate the fort, because there is information that someone brought the kidnapped elf there 4 months ago. They also managed to infiltrate there to the basement, and they met Fumba there. Unexpectedly, Fumba could control Ariane to attack Ark. Even Ark had difficulty getting Ariane's consciousness back, but Ark managed to find the monster that had been controlling Ariane. Fumba has also prepared stronger monsters. Fumba explains that the Empire has used elf as a magic experiment. Even Fumba also killed the elf ruthlessly. After hearing that, Ark was angry and slaughtered all of Fumba's monsters. Even Chiom and the ninja also eradicated the monsters. Because he didn't have a chance to win, Fumba brought out a top-class monster that mastered high-level water elements, namely Hydra. A strong attack from the Hydra hit them, but they survived because Ark had time to use a powerful shield. Ariane intended to beat up Fumba, who had ruthlessly killed an elf, while Ark would fight the Hydra monsters alone. The first attack launched by Ark couldn't injure the Hydra's body at all. then the second attack can work well.
Dimension Move Judgment!
But Hydra can regenerate quickly, therefore Ark used very powerful magic. He summoned a demon of hell named Ifrit and ordered him to defeat Hydra within 5 minutes. When Ark focused on fighting the Hydra, Ariane and Chiom found Fumba, who controlled the Hydra. Chiom managed to find his weakness, which made him unable to control the monsters. Therefore Ariane could finish him so easily. While Ark, who is still fighting against Hydra, is still trying to defeat him. He threw the Hydra into the sky and destroyed it with tremendous force. After they had defeated all the enemies, they received news that Juliana had met Chief Elder. Princess Juliana admits all her kingdom's mistakes and promises to be responsible for leading the search for the kidnapped elves. In addition, when something disturbs the peace of the elves, their kingdom is ready to risk its life to be a shield. That is a sign that humans and elves can live side by side. After that, the three of them continued their adventure together. Ark showed his handsome face to Chiom. Of course, Chiom was surprised to see this. The goal of their next adventure is the Dragon Lord's Spring and a stop at the Ninja Village. And that is the end of the video. Remember to subscribe and like this video, so see you in the next video.